Seemed like every day after school, I was running from this fool. Like picking on me was the cool thing to do. Couldn't understand why this tough guy had it out for me, or why it must be done in front of as many people as possible. Recollect no respect for what I could do. What made him think I wouldn't Columbine him and everyone else too? How could he see right through to the coward in me? Was it because I was so skinny? Certainly not a threat, just knew he could punk me. Never thought highly enough of me to low key be packing, carrying this daily fear of insecurity. No need to pat me down, already found and read my diary of the wimpy kid inside of me, harshly criticizing review of me deciding I needed pummeling and frightening me inflated his big head even more. Hated myself for letting his big mouth intimidate me to the core. Imparted doubt into my heart, convinced I didn't have one. The cowardly lion, running home, felt like there's no place where I could get away from the laughter and cheers, boos of my peers, who never saw me as anything other than their object of ridicule. This browbeater was full of himself, got off on me screaming for help, and no one ever came. None spoke up and said, "Hey, leave him alone, man." Internally realized I was on my own and this bully boy wasn't going away. Had to protect myself some kind of way. Boxing, taekwondo, karate, kempo, capoeira, willing to try anything. Powerlessness will plug you into imagination, generate determination I never knew existed. Charged by the current of his persistent inferiority complex, constantly taking my words out of context, converting my timidity to purge against me, who his subconscious conceived as an enemy, his inner child screaming, and I'm only listening to my silent surge creating convergence of energy, all his defense mechanisms overloading, short circuited spirit fuses in his spiked usage of shame cycles, shortcoming combinations punching down on me, projected perspective. See, he was tactically at a disadvantage. Once I understood emotional leverage, all he had was fear to fight with, and I loved having a challenge ignited. A spark in the depths of my heart, proof I truly had one. Saw no Tony Stark. Behind the curtain, no Wizard of Oz waving a magic wand. However, I heard Ali whispering words. You're too humble. Rumble, young man, rumble. Get back up when you stumble. Proving you can take a punch, now it's his turn to tumble. Hit back where it makes the most impact. I'm the only one who can get my get back. Anticipating what's coming and predictability will ultimately be his undoing. It's about timing, finding his weakness in the fear he uses is useless against the love I draw from, and energy above his reach took control, jabbing he could not breach, had him running around the ring of accountability, pressing in frustration towards a devastating defeat. Unable to rise up, looking up at me must be why he talked down like all he studied was WWE SmackDown. Wrestling failure in fear pinned to the ground, too ashamed to tap out, sole purpose perplexed, about to pass out. Reflecting back was a mirror image of myself. The David within knew Goliath was slew, smooth stone sinking in right through his temple. This giant uncircumcised Philistine was not as big as he seemed. What he deemed weak was a source of strength, unbreakable love bonds beyond his capacity. knowing if he could keep me in fear of his tenacity, I'd never reach my desired reality. Limited by his tools of anxiety, fighting to be understood, and I'm highlighting all his internalized inadequacies, clearly see camouflaged vulnerability, revealed he really wanted everything I embraced, the true deeper self he's too prideful to face. Classic case of narcissism, seeking out the weakest victim who wouldn't take heed to anyone's criticism. At war with himself against change and transition, threatened by my divine intuition, saw an untamed heart to beat into submission. Every time I bounced back, had no counterattack. His only answer was reverting back to familiar patterns he knows were obsolete. Triggered my response to fight and no longer retreat. Stood my ground 10 toes down, refusing to freeze, let go in the flow and freely receive what his bruised psyche could not perceive. His belief in a false dichotomy, providing all the tell I'd ever need, tipping scales in favor of higher frequency. From a pauper practically convincing a prince I'm not regal, to silencing screeching squawks from a lowly seagull, nobility in my blood, born to fly with eagles at an altitude above the big bad bully called my ego.